The Renaissance in Italy. Sandro Botticelli. Sandro Botticelli was born in Florence, Italy in 1445. It was an era of profound change as the Renaissance swept across Italy, igniting minds and spirits with the promise of renewal and enlightenment. Against this backdrop of innovation and renewal, Botticelli's formative years were shaped by the vibrant atmosphere of Florence, a city teeming with intellectual ferment and artistic experimentation. From a young age, he showed a keen interest in the arts, captivated by the vibrant colors and graceful forms of the natural world. As a young apprentice, Botticelli honed his craft under the tutelage of Florentine masters such as Fra Filippo Lippi, whose expressive style and innovative techniques left a lasting impression on the young artist. Under Lippi's guidance, Botticelli learned the fundamentals of painting and drawing, developing a keen eye for detail and a deep appreciation for the human form. Yet, it was not only his mentors who shaped Botticelli's artistic journey. He was also deeply influenced by the works of his contemporaries, from the classical sculptures of ancient Greece and Rome to the groundbreaking innovations of fellow Florentine artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Their visionary creations inspire Botticelli to push the boundaries of his own artistry, striving to capture the essence of the world around him in all its beauty and complexity. In the bustling workshop of Florence, Botticelli found himself surrounded by a vibrant community of fellow artists and intellectuals, each contributing to the rich tapestry of cultural exchange and innovation. Among his contemporaries were luminaries such as Filippo Lippi and Domenico Ghirlandaio, whose creative genius sparked Botticelli's imagination and fueled his passion for artistic expression. Together, they embarked on a journey of exploration and discovery, pushing the boundaries of traditional art forms and embracing new techniques and styles. Their collaborative spirit and shared commitment to artistic excellence laid the foundation for Botticelli's own remarkable oeuvre, setting him on a path to greatness that would endure for centuries to come. Central to Botticelli's style is his exquisite draftsmanship and mastery of line. His figures possess a sense of elegance and fluidity, with delicately contoured outlines that evoke a sense of movement and grace. Botticelli's use of line is particularly evident in his portrayal of drapery, which cascades and billows around his figures in a manner that suggests both form and rhythm. In addition to his mastery of line, Botticelli was also a master of color and composition. His palette is characterized by soft, pastel hues and subtle tonal gradations, creating a sense of luminosity and depth in his paintings. Botticelli's compositions are carefully balanced and harmonious, with figures arranged in graceful poses that draw the viewer's eye into the heart of the scene. One of the hallmarks of Botticelli's style is his use of symbolism and allegory to convey deeper layers of meaning. Many of his works are infused with mythological and allegorical themes, drawing inspiration from classical literature and philosophy. Botticelli's artistry is also characterized by his keen attention to detail and his meticulous rendering of naturalistic elements. Whether depicting the delicate curls of a woman's hair or the intricate patterns of flower and foliage, Botticelli's paintings are filled with rich visual texture and detail that invite the viewer to linger and explore. His most renowned paintings are The Birth of Venus, circa 1484 to 1486. One of Botticelli's most iconic works, The Birth of Venus depicts the goddess Venus emerging from the sea on a giant scallop shell. The painting is a celebration of love, beauty, and classical mythology inspired by ancient Roman and Greek sources. Venus, the embodiment of beauty and desire, stands as a symbol of the rebirth of classical ideals during the Renaissance. The painting's serene composition and delicate color palette evoke a sense of timeless grace and elegance, making it one of Botticelli's most enduring masterpieces. Primavera, circa 1482. Primavera, or spring, is a richly symbolic allegory of the season's renewal and the power of love. The painting features a group of mythological figures, including Venus, Cupid, and the Three Graces, set against a lush, verdant landscape. Each figure represents a different aspect of love and fertility, from Venus, the goddess of love, to Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Botticelli's intricate composition and meticulous attention to detail imbue the painting with a sense of enchantment and mystery, inviting viewers to contemplate the deeper meanings hidden within its lush, symbolic imagery. The Adoration of the Magi, circa 1475 to 1476. This monumental altarpiece depicts the biblical scene of the three wise men presenting gifts to the infant Jesus. Botticelli's interpretation of the Adoration is characterized by its richly detailed narrative and its emphasis on the divine significance of the event. The painting is filled with symbolic elements, from the exotic gifts of the Magi to the celestial host of angels hovering above. Botticelli's meticulous craftsmanship and masterful use of color create a sense of awe and reverence, inviting viewers to contemplate the spiritual significance of Christ's birth. The Annunciation, circa 1489 to 1490. Botticelli's portrayal of the Annunciation, the moment when the angel Gabriel announces to the Virgin Mary that she will conceive the Son of God, is a masterpiece of religious iconography. The painting captures the moment of divine revelation with a sense of serene beauty and grace. The Virgin Mary, portrayed with humility and reverence, gazes upward in quiet contemplation as the angel delivers his message. Botticelli's use of delicate brushwork and subtle symbolism imbues the scene with a sense of profound spirituality, inviting viewers to meditate on the mysteries of faith. Venus and Mars, circa 1485. This playful and sensual painting depicts the love affair between the goddess Venus and the god of war, Mars. The scene is set in a lush garden, where Venus reclines seductively while Mars sleeps, his armor discarded at his side. Botticelli's portrayal of the mythological couple is imbued with a sense of eroticism and humor, as Venus playfully teases Mars with a sprig of roses. Yet, beneath the surface, the painting also explores deeper themes of love and desire, as well as the delicate balance between passion and war. Through his masterful brushwork and nuanced storytelling, Botticelli invites viewers to contemplate the complexities of human emotion and relationships. Sandro Botticelli's death marked the end of an era in the annals of Italian Renaissance art. He passed away in May 1510, leaving behind a legacy of artistic brilliance that continues to resonate with audiences around the world. Though the exact circumstances of his death remain unclear, Botticelli's artistic vision and creative genius endure as a testament to his enduring impact on the art world. In his final years, Botticelli's style fell out of favor with the changing tastes of the time, and he struggled to find commissions for his work. Despite this, his paintings continued to be admired and revered by later generations of artists and connoisseurs, ensuring his place in the pantheon of great masters. The Renaissance in Italy. Andrea Mantegna. Born in the humble town of Isola di Carturo near Padua, Italy in 1431, Mantegna entered a world pulsating with change. The 15th century was a period of transition, marked by the revival of classical ideas and the burgeoning humanist movement. It was a time when Italy was a patchwork of city-states, each boasting its own unique culture and patronage of the arts. Against this backdrop, young Andrea Mantegna found himself immersed in the vibrant, artistic milieu of Padua. Here, he studied under the tutelage of the renowned painter Francesco Squarcione, whose unconventional methods and emphasis on classical antiquity would leave an indelible mark on Mantegna's artistic development. Under Squarcione's guidance, Mantegna honed his skills as a draftsman and painter, mastering techniques that would later distinguish him as one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. Yet, it was not only Squarcione who shaped Mantegna's artistic vision. He was also influenced by the works of other masters such as Donatello and Jacopo Bellini, whose innovative approaches to form and perspective left an indelible impression on the young artist. As Mantegna matured, his talent began to attract attention beyond the confines of Padua. In 1453, he was commissioned to paint a series of frescoes for the Ovetari Chapel in the Church of the Eremitani, a project that would showcase his mastery of perspective and foreshortening techniques. These frescoes, depicting scenes from the lives of St. James and Christopher, heralded Mantegna's arrival as a major artistic force in northern Italy. Throughout his illustrious career, Mantegna's artistic genius continued to flourish. His innovative use of perspective, keen attention to detail, and mastery of classical themes captivated audiences and inspired a new generation of artists. Among his notable pupils were the likes of Giovanni Bellini and Marco Zoppo, who would carry on Mantegna's legacy long after his passing. One of the most striking features of Mantegna's style is his meticulous attention to detail. Whether depicting landscapes, architecture, or human anatomy, Mantegna approached his subjects with a keen eye for precision and accuracy. His ability to render intricate textures, from the weathered stone of ancient ruins to the delicate folds of drapery, imbued his works with a sense of realism that was unparalleled in his time. Mantegna's mastery of perspective was another hallmark of his style. Influenced by the classical ideals of symmetry and proportion, he employed innovative techniques to create depth and spatial coherence in his compositions. Through the use of foreshortening and vanishing points, Mantegna achieved a sense of three-dimensionality that brought his scenes to life with remarkable clarity and dynamism. In addition to his technical prowess, Mantegna was also celebrated for his bold and dramatic compositions. He had a penchant for depicting scenes of epic grandeur, whether it be monumental battle scenes or solemn religious narratives. Mantegna's compositions often featured strong diagonal lines and dynamic poses, imbuing his works with a sense of energy and movement that drew viewers into the heart of the action. Furthermore, Mantegna's fascination with classical antiquity permeated his work, influencing both his subject matter and his stylistic choices. He drew inspiration from ancient Roman art and literature, incorporating motifs such as triumphal arches, classical architecture, and mythological themes into his paintings and sculptures. This classical influence lent Mantegna's work a timeless quality that transcended the confines of his own era. His most renowned paintings are Lamentation of Christ, circa 1480. This iconic painting, also known as the Dead Christ, is a poignant portrayal of the aftermath of Christ's crucifixion. Mantegna's composition emphasizes the lifeless body of Christ, tenderly cradled by Mary and surrounded by grieving figures. Through his meticulous attention to detail and expressive use of light and shadow, Mantegna evokes a sense of profound sorrow and human vulnerability. The painting serves as a powerful meditation on the themes of suffering, redemption, and the fragility of life, inviting viewers to contemplate the mysteries of faith and mortality. The Triumphs of Caesar, circa 1484 to 1492. A series of 9 monumental paintings, The Triumphs of Caesar is a tour de force of Mantegna's artistic vision and technical skill. Commissioned by Ludovico Gonzaga, the Duke of Mantua, The cycle depicts scenes from Julius Caesar's triumphal procession through Rome. Each painting captures a different aspect of the procession, from the victorious generals and captive prisoners to the elaborate floats and symbolic imagery. Montagne's use of perspective and foreshortening creates a sense of grandeur and spectacle, immersing viewers in the pageantry of ancient Rome. Beyond its historical significance, the cycle also serves as a commentary on power, ambition, and the transient nature of earthly glory. The Agony in the Garden, circa 1458 to 1460. This hauntingly beautiful painting depicts the moment of Christ's anguish in the Garden of Gethsemane as he prays before his impending betrayal and crucifixion. Montagne's composition focuses on the solitary figure of Christ, bathed in moonlight and surrounded by the looming presence of ancient olive trees. The painting's subdued palette and ethereal atmosphere convey a sense of spiritual intensity and existential struggle. Through his sensitive portrayal of Christ's humanity and divine grace, Montaigne invites viewers to contemplate the mysteries of faith and the redemptive power of Christ's sacrifice. The Dead Christ, circa 1501. Another powerful depiction of Christ's lifeless body, The Dead Christ is a deeply moving exploration of grief, loss, and the human condition. Montaigne's portrayal of Christ's lifeless form, laid out on a stone slab with wounds still visible, is rendered with exquisite realism and pathos. Surrounding figures, including Mary, John the Baptist, and Mary Magdalene, express profound sorrow and disbelief, their faces contorted in anguish. Through his sensitive depiction of human emotion and his profound understanding of Christian theology, Montaigne creates a work of transcendent beauty and spiritual resonance. The Madonna of the Rocks, circa 1480. This exquisite painting, also known as the Virgin of the Rocks, is a testament to Montaigne's mastery of composition, symbolism, and religious iconography. Set against a backdrop of rugged cliffs and verdant foliage, the Virgin Mary is depicted with the infant Christ and Saint John the Baptist in a serene and intimate setting. Montaigne's use of chiaroscuro and subtle color harmonies imbues the scene with a sense of ethereal beauty and defying grace. The painting's intricate symbolism, including the presence of angels and symbolic flowers, invites viewers to contemplate the mysteries of the Incarnation and the role of Mary as the Mother of God. Andrea Montaigne's passing marked the end of an era in the Italian Renaissance art world. He died on September 13, 1506 in Mantua, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate through the annals of art history. The Renaissance in Italy. Tizian, or Tiziano Vecellio. One of the most revered artists of the Renaissance period, Tizian, or Tiziano Vecellio, as he was known in his native Venice. Born in the late 15th century, Tizian emerged during a tumultuous era of cultural and artistic transformation. Venice, his birthplace, was a thriving hub of trade, commerce, and creativity, pulsating with the energy of merchants, artisans, and intellectuals. Against this vibrant backdrop, young Tizian found himself immersed in a world teeming with inspiration and opportunity. In his formative years, Venice was experiencing a golden age of artistic expression, with luminaries such as Giovanni Bellini and Giorgione shaping the city's aesthetic landscape. It was within this milieu that Tizian honed his craft, drawing from the rich tapestry of Venetian life and culture. As a young apprentice, Tizian studied under the tutelage of the esteemed Bellini workshop, where he imbibed the techniques and traditions of the masters before him. Yet it was his encounter with Giorgione that proved truly transformative, as the two artists forged a deep and lasting friendship, exchanging ideas and pushing the boundaries of artistic innovation. Under Giorgione's guidance, Tizian flourished, refining his skills and developing his signature style, characterized by bold brushwork, rich color palettes, and a keen sense of emotional depth. Together, they navigated the shifting currents of Venetian society, drawing inspiration from classical mythology, biblical narratives, and the natural world. Yet Tizian's influence extended far beyond the confines of his studio, as he mentored a new generation of aspiring artists, including the likes of Tintoretto and Veronesa. His workshop became a crucible of creativity, a breeding ground for talent and ambition, where ideas were exchanged and boundaries were challenged. As Tizian's reputation grew, so too did his patronage, attracting the attention of nobles, clergy, and monarchs from across Europe. His commissions ranged from intimate portraits to grandiose altarpieces, each imbued with a sense of grandeur and majesty that captivated audiences far and wide. Central to Tizian's artistic vision was his mastery of color and light. He possessed an unparalleled ability to manipulate pigments, infusing his compositions with a luminous quality that seemed to emanate from within. His use of chiaroscuro, the interplay of light and shadow, created a sense of depth and dimensionality, drawing viewers into the heart of his canvases. In terms of composition, Tizian was a true innovator, employing dynamic arrangements and bold juxtapositions to convey narrative complexity and emotional intensity. His figures, whether mythological deities, biblical heroes, or ordinary mortals, were rendered with a sense of naturalism and vitality that bordered on the sublime. One of Tizian's most distinctive traits was his willingness to experiment with pictorial techniques and stylistic conventions. Throughout his career, he embraced a spirit of artistic exploration, constantly pushing the boundaries of his craft in search of new forms of expression. From the ethereal beauty of his early works to the monumental grandeur of his later masterpieces, Tizian's oeuvre reflects a restless creative spirit driven by an insatiable thirst for innovation. Yet for all his technical prowess, it was Tizian's profound insight into the human condition that truly set him apart. His paintings are imbued with a sense of psychological complexity, revealing the innermost thoughts and emotions of his subjects with remarkable clarity and empathy. Whether capturing the fleeting moment of a lover's embrace or the agonizing despair of a martyr's sacrifice, Tizian possessed an uncanny ability to evoke the full range of human experience with breathtaking immediacy. His most renowned paintings are Venus of Urbino, 1538. This iconic painting depicts a reclining nude figure of Venus, surrounded by sumptuous fabrics and objects. Commissioned by Guido Baldo II della Rovere, Duke of Urbino, the painting is a quintessential example of Renaissance idolized beauty. Venus's gaze meets the viewers directly, inviting contemplation of love, beauty, and sensuality. The painting's composition, with its careful balance of light and shadow, creates a sense of intimacy and warmth, while its rich symbolism evokes themes of love, fertility, and the divine feminine. Bacchus and Ariadne, 1520 to 1523. Commissioned by Alfonso d'Este, Duke of Ferrara, this painting depicts the mythological tale of Bacchus, the god of wine, and Ariadne, the mortal princess abandoned by Theseus on the island of Naxos. Tizian captures the moment of their fateful encounter as Bacchus descends from his chariot to comfort Ariadne in her distress. The painting is renowned for its dynamic composition, vibrant colors, and expressive figures, which convey the ecstasy and abandon of Bacchic revelry. It also symbolizes the triumph of love over adversity and the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Assumption of the Virgin, 1516 to 1518. Located in the Basilica di Santa Maria Gloriosa dei Frari in Venice, this monumental altarpiece depicts the Virgin Mary ascending into heaven, accompanied by a host of angels and cherubs. Commissioned by the Confraternity of the Assumption, the painting is a masterful synthesis of religion devotion and artistic innovation. Tizian's use of color and light imbues the scene with a sense of divine radiance, while his depiction of the Virgin's serene countenance exudes a profound sense of spiritual transcendence. The painting's monumental scale and emotive power have made it one of Tizian's most celebrated works. Diana and Actaeon, 1556 to 1559. Part of Tizian's series of mythological paintings commissioned by King Philip II of Spain, Diana and Actaeon depicts the moment when the hunter Actaeon accidentally stumbles upon the goddess Diana and her nymphs bathing in a forest pool. Enraged by his intrusion, Diana curses Actaeon, transforming him into a stag to be hunted down by his own hounds. The painting is renowned for its dramatic tension, dynamic composition, and rich symbolism. It explores themes of voyeurism, punishment, and the power dynamics between mortal and divine. The Flaying of Marsyas, 1570 to 1576. This powerful painting depicts the gruesome mythological tale of the satyr Marsyas, who dared to challenge the god Apollo in a musical contest and was subsequently flayed alive as punishment. Tizian's depiction of the grisly scene is characterized by its raw intensity, visceral emotion, and psychological depth. The painting serves as a meditation on the hubris of mortal ambition, the brutality of divine retribution, and the inexorable cycle of life and death. Tizian passed away on August 27, 1576, in Venice, Italy. He was in his late 80s at the time of his death. Tizian's passing marked the end of an era in Venetian art, as he was one of the last remaining masters of the High Renaissance period. The Renaissance in Italy. Cosimo Tura. Born in the bustling city of Ferrara, Italy, in the early 15th century, Cosimo Tura emerged into a world pulsating with an artistic fervor and cultural transformation. It was an era of great change, a time when the Renaissance was blossoming across Europe, igniting minds and spirits with the promise of renewal and enlightenment. Against this backdrop of innovation and renewal, Tura's formative years were shaped by the vibrant atmosphere of Ferrara, a city teeming with intellectual ferment and artistic experimentation. From an early age, he was drawn to the world of painting, captivated by the interplay of light and shadow, form and color. As a young apprentice, Tura honed his craft under the tutelage of esteemed masters, immersing himself in the techniques and traditions of the era. He studied under the renowned Francesco del Cossa, absorbing the secrets of perspective and composition while also forging his own distinctive style. Yet, it was not only his mentors who left an indelible mark on Tura's artistic journey. He was also deeply influenced by the works of his contemporaries, from the bold innovations of Piero della Francesca to the ethereal beauty of Giovanni Bellini. Their visionary creations inspired Tura to push the boundaries of his own artistry, striving to capture the essence of the world around him in all its complexity and wonder. In the bustling workshop of Ferrara, Tura found himself surrounded by a vibrant community of fellow artists and intellectuals, each contributing to the rich tapestry of cultural exchange and innovation. Among his contemporaries were luminaries such as Ercole de Roberti and Francesco Bianchi Ferrara, whose creative genius sparked Tura's imagination and fueled his passion for artistic expression. Together, they embarked on a journey of exploration and discovery, pushing the boundaries of traditional art forms and embracing new techniques and styles. Their collaborative spirit and shared commitment to artistic excellence laid the foundation for Tura's own remarkable oeuvre, setting him on a path to greatness that would endure for centuries to come. At the heart of Tura's aesthetic philosophy lay a fascination with the interplay of light and shadow, form and color. His compositions are imbued with a sense of drama and tension as figures emerge from the depths of shadow, their contours defined by subtle gradations of light. This chiaroscuro technique not only lends his paintings a sense of depth and dimension, but also infuses them with an air of mystery and intrigue. Tura's mastery of perspective is another hallmark of his style, as he skillfully manipulates space and scale to create a sense of spatial coherence and visual harmony. Whether depicting majestic landscapes or intimate interiors, his compositions are meticulously constructed, drawing the viewer into a world of illusion and enchantment. Yet, perhaps the most striking aspect of Tura's artistry lies in his treatment of the human form. His figures are imbued with a sense of vitality and emotion, their gestures and expressions conveying a range of psychological states and inner turmoil. From the serene beauty of his Madonna and Child compositions to the dynamic energy of his mythological scenes, Tura's characters leap off the canvas, captivating the viewer with their raw humanity and emotional depth. In terms of technique, Tura was a master of the tempera medium, employing a meticulous layering process to achieve rich, luminous colors and intricate detailing. His palette is characterized by a sumptuous array of jewel-like tones, from vibrant blues and greens to deep, velvety reds, creating a visual feast for the senses. Yet, for all his technical prowess, it is perhaps Tura's imagination and creativity that truly set him apart as a master of his craft. His works are populated by a cast of fantastical creatures and mythical beings, from winged cherubs to fearsome dragons, evoking a world of magic and wonder that transcends the confines of reality. His most renowned paintings are St. George and the Dragon, circa 1470. In this iconic work, Tura depicts the legendary tale of St. George, the valiant knight who slays a fearsome dragon to save a princess and her kingdom. Tura's interpretation of the subject matter is imbued with a sense of dynamism and drama, as St. George, resplendent in armor, brandishes his sword against the monstrous beast. The painting serves as a powerful allegory of the triumph of good over evil, courage over adversity, and faith over fear. Through his masterful use of composition and color, Tura transforms the myth into a timeless symbol of heroism and redemption. The Annunciation, circa 1460 to 1470. In this sublime portrayal of the Annunciation, Tura captures the pivotal moment when the angel Gabriel announces to the Virgin Mary that she will conceive and bear the Son of God. The painting is suffused with an aura of divine grace and serenity as Mary, bathed in celestial light, receives the angel's message with humility and reverence. Tura's meticulous attention to detail, from the intricate folds of Mary's robes to the delicate play of light on her face, imbues the scene with a sense of otherworldly beauty and transcendence. Through this sacred narrative, Tura invites viewers to contemplate the mystery of faith and the profound significance of the Incarnation. Madonna and Child enthroned with saints, circa 1475. This majestic altarpiece exemplifies Tura's mastery of religious iconography and his ability to imbue traditional motifs with a sense of emotional depth and spiritual resonance. The central panel features the Virgin Mary enthroned with the Christ child, surrounded by a host of saints and angels. Each figure is rendered with exquisite attention to detail, their faces suffused with a sense of divine presence and maternal tenderness. The altarpiece serves as a focal point for devotion and contemplation, inviting worshippers to experience the sacred mystery of the Incarnation in a tangible and deeply personal way. The Muse Calliope, circa 1455 to 1460. In this captivating portrait, Tura depicts Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, as a timeless embodiment of artistic inspiration and creativity. Clad in sumptuous robes and wreathed in laurel leaves, Calliope gazes out at the viewer with an expression of serene contemplation, her hand poised delicately on a scroll. Tura's portrayal of the muse transcends mere physical beauty, capturing the intangible essence of artistic genius and the eternal quest for truth and beauty. Through his portrayal of Calliope, Tura pays homage to the transformative power of art to elevate the human spirit and illuminate the depths of the human experience. Allegorical figure of music, circa 1460 to 1470. This allegorical representation of music exemplifies Tura's penchant for imbuing abstract concepts with tangible form and emotional resonance. The figure of music is depicted as a graceful maiden, her flowing robes and ethereal countenance evoking the harmonious rhythms and melodies of the musical arts. Tura's masterful use of gesture and expression conveys a sense of lyrical movement and rhythmic grace, inviting viewers to experience the transcendent power of music as a universal language of the soul. Through this allegorical depiction, Tura celebrates the transformative power of artistic expression to uplift and inspire humanity, transcending the limitations of language and culture to unite hearts and minds in harmony. Cosimo Tura's death marked the end of an era in the annals of Italian Renaissance art. He passed away in Ferrara in 1495, leaving behind a legacy of artistic brilliance that continues to resonate with audiences around the world. Though the exact circumstances of his death remain shrouded in mystery, Tura's artistic vision and creative genius endure as a testament to his enduring impact on the art world. The Renaissance in Italy. Piero della Francesca. Piero della Francesca was born into a world of profound change and cultural upheaval. It was the dawn of the Renaissance, a period marked by a revival of classical learning, scientific inquiry, and artistic innovation. Born around 1415 in the small town of Borgo Senza Pocro, nestled in the picturesque landscape of Tuscany, Piero grew up amidst the vibrant tapestry of Italian city-states, each boasting its own unique culture and patronage of the arts. As a young boy, Piero displayed an innate talent for drawing and painting, a gift that would shape the course of his life. Under the guidance of his father, a humble tanner named Benedetto de Franceschi, Piero received his early artistic training, learning the rudiments of painting and perspective. But it was his encounter with the renowned artist Domenico Veneziano that would truly ignite Piero's passion for art. Under Venezio's tutelage, Piero delved deeper into the study of geometry, mathematics, and perspective, laying the groundwork for his later masterpieces. Inspired by the works of Florentine masters such as Masaccio and Brunelleschi, Piero embarked on a journey of artistic exploration, honing his craft and refining his distinctive style. In the bustling workshops of Florence and Urbino, Piero immersed himself in the study of classical texts and humanist philosophy, drawing inspiration from the writings of figures such as Leon Battista Alberti and Filippo Brunelleschi. His keen intellect and insatiable curiosity led him to experiment with new techniques and materials, pushing the boundaries of artistic expression and innovation. Throughout his illustrious career, Piero della Francesca's artistry continued to evolve, influenced by encounters with fellow artists and patrons of the arts. Among his notable pupils were the likes of Luca Signorelli, and Perugino, who would carry on Piero's legacy long after his passing. But perhaps Piero's greatest influence was the world around him. The rugged landscapes of Tuscany, the majestic architecture of Florence, and the timeless beauty of classical antiquity. One of the defining features of Piero's style is his meticulous attention to geometric forms and spatial relationships. Influenced by his study of mathematics and geometry, Piero infused his paintings with a sense of wonder and symmetry that reflected his fascination with the underlying structures of the natural world. This mathematical rigor is evident in his precise rendering of architectural elements, human figures, and landscapes, which are imbued with a sense of balance and proportion. Piero's mastery of perspective is another hallmark of his style. Building on the pioneering work of his contemporaries such as Brunelleschi and Alberti, Piero developed a sophisticated understanding of linear perspective, allowing him to create convincing illusions of depth and space in his paintings. His use of vanishing points and orthogonal lines creates a sense of spatial coherence and three-dimensionality, drawing viewers into the world of his compositions with remarkable clarity and precision. In addition to his technical prowess, Piero was celebrated for his subtle and refined use of color. Eschewing the vibrant palettes favored by some of his contemporaries, Piero opted for a more restrained and harmonious approach to color, using muted tones and delicate transitions to create a sense of luminosity and atmosphere. His paintings are bathed in a soft, diffused light that lends them an ethereal quality, inviting viewers to contemplate the spiritual and metaphysical dimensions of his subjects. His most renowned paintings are The Baptism of Christ, circa 1450. In this iconic painting, Piero depicts the baptism of Jesus by John the Baptist in the River Jordan. This scene is rendered with a sense of solemnity and grace, as John pours water over Christ's bowed head, while angels look on from above. Piero's use of perspective and spatial composition creates a harmonious balance between the celestial and earthly realms, emphasizing the significance of this sacred moment in Christian theology. The Flagellation of Christ, circa 1455 to 1460. This powerful depiction of Christ's flagellation is characterized by its restrained emotional intensity and meticulous attention to detail. Piero captures the moment of Christ's suffering with a sense of dignity and stoicism, as he is bound to a column and scourged by Roman soldiers. The composition is marked by its geometric clarity and balance, reflecting Piero's fascination with the principles of mathematics and geometry. The Madonna of Senigallia, circa 1470 to 1472. Piero's portrayal of the Madonna and Child in this exquisite altarpiece is notable for its serene beauty and refined elegance. The Virgin Mary, seated on a throne with the Christ child in her lap, is depicted with a sense of serene majesty, while angels and saints surround her in adoration. Piero's use of color and light imbues the scene with a sense of ethereal beauty, inviting viewers into a contemplative space of devotion and reverence. The Resurrection, circa 1460 to 1465. This monumental fresco, located in the Palazzo della Residenza in San Sepolcro, depicts the triumphant resurrection of Christ from the dead. Piero's composition is marked by its sense of grandeur and solemnity, as Christ emerges from the tomb amidst a throng of astonished onlookers. The scene is bathed in a soft, diffused light, symbolizing the dawn of a new era of salvation and redemption. The History of the True Cross, Fresco Cycle, 1452 to 1466. Perhaps Piero's most ambitious and enduring masterpiece, this cycle of frescoes in the Basilica of San Francesco in Arezzo recounts the legendary history of the Cross of Christ. Through a series of meticulously rendered scenes, Piero traces the journey of the cross from its creation in the Garden of Eden to its rediscovery in St. Helena. Each panel is rich in symbolic imagery and allegorical meaning, offering viewers a profound meditation on the themes of faith, redemption, and the passage of time. Piero della Francesca passed away in relative obscurity around the year 1492. Despite his immense contributions to the world of art, Piero's death went largely unnoticed at the time, and the exact circumstances surrounding his passing remain shrouded in mystery. The Renaissance in Italy. Paolo Uccello. Paolo Uccello was born in 1397 in Florence, Italy, during a period of profound cultural and artistic transformation. Florence, a bustling center of trade, commerce, and intellectual exchange, was at the forefront of the Renaissance movement, where new ideas and perspectives were taking root, challenging the conventions of the past. Growing up in this vibrant and dynamic city, Paolo Uccello was exposed to a rich tapestry of artistic influences, from the classical sculptures of antiquity to the innovative architectural designs of Brunelleschi and Ghiberti. He studied under the guidance of the renowned Florentine painter, Lorenzo Ghiberti, whose mastery of perspective and composition would have a profound impact on Uccello's artistic development. As a young apprentice, Uccello honed his skills in drawing, composition, and perspective, laying the groundwork for his future success as a painter. He also studied the works of other leading artists of the time, including Masaccio and Giotto, whose innovative approach to painting would inspire and influence his own artistic style. Throughout his life, Uccello remained deeply committed to the principles of perspective and mathematical proportion, which he believed were essential to achieving a sense of harmony and balance in his paintings. He experimented with new techniques and materials, pushing the boundaries of artistic expression and paving the way for future generations of artists. Uccello's early works, such as his frescoes in the Chiostro degli Aronci at Santa Maria Novella, demonstrate his mastery of linear perspective and his fascination with geometric forms and patterns. These paintings, characterized by their precision and clarity, reveal Uccello's meticulous attention to detail and his obsession with creating the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface. In addition to his solo career, Uccello also collaborated with other leading artists of the time, including Andrea del Castagno and Fra Angelico, whose innovative approaches to composition and narrative storytelling would further influence his own work. One of the defining characteristics of Uccello's artistic style was his meticulous attention to detail and his commitment to achieving perfect mathematical proportion in his compositions. He was deeply fascinated by geometry and perspective, which he viewed as essential tools for creating a sense of depth and realism in his paintings. Uccello meticulously studied the principles of perspective, exploring ways to represent three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface with mathematical precision. In his quest for mathematical perfection, Uccello employed techniques such as orthogonals and vanishing points to create the illusion of depth and distance in his paintings. His meticulous use of linear perspective allowed him to construct elaborate architectural settings and complex spatial arrangements with remarkable accuracy and clarity. Uccello's paintings are characterized by their geometric precision, with carefully calculated proportions and meticulously rendered details that contribute to the overall sense of harmony and balance. Another distinctive feature of Uccello's artistic style was his use of vibrant color and dynamic composition to create a sense of movement and energy in his paintings. He often depicted scenes of action and drama, such as battles or hunting scenes, with a keen sense of dynamism and motion. Uccello's figures are often depicted in dynamic poses, with exaggerated gestures and expressive faces that convey a sense of urgency and intensity. Despite his meticulous attention to detail and mathematical precision, Uccello's paintings are imbued with a sense of imagination and creativity that transcends mere technical proficiency. He was known for his innovative approach to composition, experimenting with unconventional viewpoints and dramatic foreshortening to create compositions that are both visually striking and emotionally resonant. Uccello's artistic style was also influenced by his contemporaries and predecessors, including Giotto, Masaccio, and Brunelleschi, whose innovations in perspective and composition inspired and informed his own work. He drew inspiration from a wide range of sources, including classical antiquity, medieval tapestries, and contemporary humanist thought, synthesizing these influences into a unique and distinctive artistic vision. His most renowned paintings are The Battle of San Romano, circa 1438 to 1440. One of Uccello's most famous works, this series of 3 paintings depicts the Battle of San Romano, a historical conflict between the Florentine and Sienese forces in 1432. These meticulously detailed panels capture the chaos and intensity of battle, with soldiers engaged in fierce combat amidst a dynamic landscape. Uccello's use of perspective creates a sense of depth and spatial complexity, drawing the viewer into the heart of the action. The paintings are celebrated for their dramatic composition, vivid depiction of motion, and innovative use of geometric forms to organize space. The Hunt in the Forest, circa 1460. This atmospheric painting depicts a hunting scene set in a dense forest, with hunters and their dogs pursuing various game. Uccello's meticulous attention to detail is evident in the carefully rendered foliage and intricate patterns of light and shadow. The painting is notable for its sense of depth and spatial realism, achieved through Uccello's skillful use of linear perspective and atmospheric perspective. The Hunt in the Forest exemplifies Uccello's fascination with capturing the natural world and his ability to imbue his compositions with a sense of atmosphere and mood. The Deluge, circa 1447 to 1448. This allegorical painting depicts the biblical story of the Great Flood, with Noah and his family seeking refuge in the ark amidst the chaos of the deluge. Uccello's composition is marked by its sense of grandeur and monumental scale, with the ark dominating the foreground and the tumultuous waters swirling around it. The painting is a testament to Uccello's skill in depicting dramatic narratives and his ability to convey a sense of awe and wonder through his use of scale and perspective. The Deluge is celebrated for its evocative portrayal of one of the most iconic stories in Western civilization. The Miracle of the Desecrated Host, 1467 to 1469. This religious painting depicts the miraculous restoration of a desecrated host, a Eucharistic miracle that occurred in Brussels in the 14th century. Uccello's composition is characterized by its sense of reverence and piety, with the figure of Christ depicted in the center of the composition, surrounded by angels and cherubs. The painting is noted for its luminous color palette and ethereal atmosphere, which imbue the scene with a sense of divine intervention. The Miracle of the Desecrated Host is a testament to Uccello's skill as a religious painter and his ability to evoke a sense of spiritual awe through his art. The Annunciation, circa 1435 to 1440. This religious painting depicts the Annunciation, the moment when the angel Gabriel announces to the Virgin Mary that she will conceive and bear the Son of God. Uccello's composition is marked by its sense of grace and elegance, with the figure of Mary depicted in a moment of quiet contemplation as she receives the angel's message. The painting is notable for its delicate rendering of drapery and its subtle use of color and light to create a sense of divine presence. The Annunciation is celebrated for its serene beauty and its timeless portrayal of one of the central events in Christian theology. Paolo Uccello's life came to an end in December 1475, marking the conclusion of a career marked by innovation and artistic brilliance. He passed away in Florence, Italy, leaving behind a legacy that would profoundly influence the course of Western art. The Renaissance in Italy. Masaccio. Masaccio was born in the early 15th century in the Tuscan town of San Giovanni Valdarno, Italy. He emerged during a period of profound cultural and artistic transformation as Italy experienced a revival of interest in classical antiquity and a newfound emphasis on humanism and realism. Growing up in the vibrant city of Florence, Masaccio was exposed to the burgeoning intellectual and artistic currents of the early Renaissance. Florence, a bustling center of trade, commerce, and artistic patronage, was home to some of the greatest minds and talents of the time, including the likes of Brunelleschi, Donatello, and Ghiberti. As a young artist, Masaccio studied under the guidance of the esteemed painter Masolino da Panical, whose influence would shape his early artistic development. Under Masolino's tutelage, Masaccio honed his skills in drawing, composition, and perspective, laying the groundwork for his future success as a painter. Yet it was Masaccio's encounter with the works of Giotto and the innovative architectural designs of Brunelleschi that truly ignited his artistic imagination. Inspired by Giotto's mastery of form and expression, as well as Brunelleschi's revolutionary approach to perspective, Masaccio began to develop his own distinctive style, characterized by its naturalism, emotional depth, and dramatic realism. In 1424, Masaccio received his first major commission, a series of frescoes for the Brancacci Chapel in the Church of Santa Maria del Carmine in Florence. This monumental project would become his magnum opus, showcasing his unparalleled skill as a storyteller and his profound understanding of human emotion and anatomy. Throughout his brief but prolific career, Masaccio continued to push the boundaries of artistic expression, experimenting with new techniques and materials to achieve greater realism and depth in his paintings. His innovative use of light and shadow, known as chiaroscuro, revolutionized the way artists approach the representation of space and form. First and foremost, Masaccio's artistic style was characterized by a commitment to naturalism and realism. He sought to depict the world as it appeared, with a focus on accurately representing human anatomy, proportion, and expression. Masaccio's figures possess a sense of weight, solidity, and three-dimensionality that was unprecedented in the art of his day. His mastery of perspective and foreshortening further enhanced the illusion of depth and space in his paintings, creating a sense of immersion and realism that captivated viewers. In addition to his naturalistic approach, Masaccio was also a master of composition and narrative storytelling. He had a keen understanding of the principles of balance, harmony, and rhythm, which he employed to create dynamic and engaging compositions that drew viewers into the heart of the narrative. Masaccio's paintings are often characterized by their clarity of composition, with figures arranged in carefully choreographed poses that convey a sense of movement, emotion, and drama. Whether depicting biblical scenes, mythological stories, or everyday life, Masaccio infused his compositions with a sense of narrative urgency and psychological depth that resonated with viewers on a profound level. Another hallmark of Masaccio's artistic style was his use of light and shadow to create mood, atmosphere, and drama. He was one of the first painters to fully embrace the principles of chiaroscuro, the use of light and shadow to model form and create a sense of volume. Masaccio's mastery of chiaroscuro allowed him to imbue his paintings with a sense of depth, texture, and luminosity that brought his compositions to life. His careful modulation of light and shadow added an element of drama and intensity to his work, heightening the emotional impact of his narratives and drawing viewers into the scene. His most renowned paintings are The Tribute Money, 1425. This fresco, located in the Brancacci Chapel in the Church of Santa Maria del Carmen in Florence, depicts the biblical episode of the tribute money, where Jesus instructs Peter to find a coin in the mouth of a fish to pay the temple tax. Masaccio's rendition of the scene is notable for its naturalistic depiction of human figures and its use of perspective to create depth and space. The painting's composition, with its carefully arranged figures and dramatic lighting, captures the moment of divine revelation with remarkable clarity and emotional resonance. The Tribute Money is considered one of Masaccio's greatest achievements and a masterpiece of Renaissance art. The Expulsion from the Garden of Eden, 1425. Another fresco from the Brancacci Chapel, The Expulsion from the Garden of Eden, depicts the biblical story of Adam and Eve's expulsion from paradise after their disobedience to God. Masaccio's portrayal of the scene is notable for its emotional intensity and psychological depth. The figures of Adam and Eve, depicted in the moment of their fall from grace, convey a profound sense of anguish and despair. The painting's composition, with its dynamic poses and expressive gestures, captures the tragic consequences of sin with poignant immediacy. The Expulsion from the Garden of Eden is regarded as one of Masaccio's most powerful and evocative works. The Holy Trinity, 1427 to 1428. Housed in the Basilica of Santa Maria Novella in Florence, the Holy Trinity is a groundbreaking work of religious art that exemplifies Masaccio's mastery of perspective and his innovative approach to composition. The painting depicts the Holy Trinity, God the Father, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, as well as the Virgin Mary and Saint John the Evangelist. Masaccio's use of linear perspective creates the illusion of a three-dimensional space, with the figures appearing to recede into the distance. The painting's composition, with its central vanishing point and symmetrical arrangement of figures, creates a sense of harmony and balance that reinforces the theological significance of the scene. The Holy Trinity is considered one of the earliest examples of true linear perspective in Western art, and a landmark achievement in the history of painting. The Madonna and Child with St. Anne, 1424 to 1425. This altarpiece, also known as the Madonna del Latte, is housed in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. It depicts the Virgin Mary seated on a throne with the Christ child on her lap, flanked by St. Anne and a kneeling St. John the Baptist. Masaccio's portrayal of the figures is characterized by its naturalism and grace, with the Madonna and Child depicted in a tender embrace. The painting's composition, with its symmetrical arrangement of figures and balanced proportions, creates a sense of harmony and serenity that invites contemplation and devotion. The Madonna and Child with St. Anne is regarded as one of Masaccio's most beautiful and spiritually uplifting works. The Trinity with the Virgin, St. John the Evangelist, and Donors, 1425 to 1427. This fresco, also located in the Santa Maria Novella Church in Florence, is another masterpiece of perspective and composition. It depicts the Trinity, with God the Father holding the crucified Christ, as well as the Virgin Mary, St. John the Evangelist, and two donors kneeling at the foot of the cross. Masaccio's use of perspective creates a sense of depth and space, with the figures appearing to inhabit a real architectural environment. The painting's composition, with its central vanishing point and carefully balanced arrangement of figures, creates a sense of symmetry and harmony that reinforces the theological significance of the scene. The Trinity with the Virgin, St. John the Evangelist, and donors is considered one of Masaccio's most monumental and spiritually profound works. Masaccio's life was tragically cut short when he passed away at the young age of 27 in late 1428, leaving behind a legacy that would profoundly influence the course of Western art. While the exact circumstances of his death remain uncertain, Masaccio's untimely departure marked the loss of one of the greatest painters of the early Renaissance. The Renaissance in Italy. Giorgione. Giorgione, whose true name remains a subject of debate among art historians, emerged onto the scene during a time of unprecedented cultural ferment and artistic innovation. Born in the late 15th century, Giorgione came of an age amidst the flourishing of the Italian Renaissance, a period marked by a renewed interest in classical learning, humanist ideals, and the pursuit of beauty and truth. Raised in the vibrant city of Venice, Giorgione was surrounded by a rich tapestry of artistic influences and cultural exchange. Venice, with its bustling mercantile ports and cosmopolitan atmosphere, provided fertile ground for the burgeoning talents of young artists like Giorgione to flourish. Against this backdrop of prosperity and creativity, Giorgione honed his craft, drawing inspiration from the city's rich artistic heritage and the dynamic interplay of light, color, and atmosphere that characterized Venetian painting. As a young man, Giorgione apprenticed in the workshop of Giovanni Bellini, one of Venice's most esteemed painters, whose luminous landscapes and evocative use of color would leave a lasting impression on Giorgione's artistic vision. Under Bellini's tutelage, Giorgione developed his own distinctive style, marked by its poetic sensibility, soft chiaroscuro, and ethereal beauty. Yet, Giorgione's artistic journey was not limited to the confines of Venice. He traveled extensively throughout Italy, absorbing the diverse influences of the various artistic centers he encountered along the way. In Florence, he studied the works of Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, absorbing their innovative approaches to form and composition. In Rome, he marveled at the grandeur of classical antiquity, drawing inspiration from the ancient ruins and monuments that dotted the cityscape. Throughout his life, Giorgione remained a deeply enigmatic figure, shrouded in mystery and speculation. His untimely death at a young age only added to his mystique, leaving behind a body of work that continues to captivate and intrigue audiences to this day. Among his notable pupils were the likes of Tizian, whose own artistic brilliance would come to overshadow that of his mentor, and Sebastiano del Biombo, who would carry on Giorgione's legacy in the years to come. One of the defining characteristics of Giorgione's style is his mastery of chiaroscuro, the use of light and shadow to create dramatic contrasts and depth in his compositions. Giorgione's paintings are suffused with a soft, diffused light that bathes his subjects in a luminous glow, imbuing his works with a sense of mystery and enchantment. This ethereal quality is exemplified in paintings such as The Tempest, where the interplay of light and shadow creates an atmosphere of quiet intensity and poetic resonance. Another hallmark of Giorgione's style is his evocative use of color. Eschewing the bright hues favored by his contemporaries, Giorgione opted for a more muted and harmonious palette, using subtle gradations of tone and hue to evoke mood and emotion. His colors are often rich and velvety, with a depth and warmth that invite viewers to linger and contemplate the hidden depths of his compositions. Giorgione was also a master of composition, using innovative techniques to create dynamic and balanced arrangements of form and space. His compositions often feature figures placed in naturalistic settings, surrounded by lush landscapes or architectural elements that serve to enhance the sense of depth and perspective. Giorgione's skillful manipulation of scale and proportion adds to the illusion of reality in his paintings, drawing viewers into the world of his imagination with remarkable subtlety and grace. Thematically, Giorgione's work is characterized by its exploration of human emotion and experience. His paintings often depict scenes of love, longing, and melancholy, rendered with a sensitivity and psychological depth that reveal the inner lives of his subjects. Whether portraying mythological figures, biblical scenes, or pastoral landscapes, Giorgione imbued his work with a sense of intimacy and immediacy that continues to resonate with viewers to this day. His most renowned paintings are The Tempest, circa 1506 to 1508. Perhaps Giorgione's most famous work, The Tempest, is a hauntingly enigmatic painting that has puzzled art historians for centuries. Set against a stormy landscape, the painting features a woman nursing an infant while a soldier looks on from the shadows. The meaning of the painting remains open to interpretation, with various theories suggesting allegorical, mythological, or biblical references. Some see it as an allegory of the elements, with the storm symbolizing the tumultuous forces of nature, while others view it as a meditation on love, longing, and the passage of time. Whatever its interpretation, The Tempest remains a powerful and evocative masterpiece that continues to fascinate viewers with its mysterious beauty. The Sleeping Venus, circa 1510. In this iconic painting, Giorgione depicts Venus, the goddess of love, reclining languidly in a landscape of lush vegetation. Her sensual form is bathed in soft, diffused light, while a sleeping Cupid lies at her feet. The Sleeping Venus is notable for its intimate portrayal of female beauty and its celebration of the erotic and the sensual. The painting is often seen as a precursor to later works by artists such as Tizian and Rubens, who would explore similar themes of love, desire, and the female form. Portrait of a Man, circa 1506 to 1508. This enigmatic portrait is believed to depict Giorgione himself, although the identity of the sitter remains uncertain. The man gazes out at the viewer with a direct and penetrating stare, his expression inscrutable and enigmatic. The painting is notable for its psychological depth and realism, with Giorgione capturing the inner life of the sitter with remarkable sensitivity and insight. Portrait of a Man is a testament to Giorgione's skill as a portraitist and his ability to convey the complexity and ambiguity of human emotion. The Three Philosophers, circa 1509 to 1510. This allegorical painting depicts three figures representing philosophy, astrology, and alchemy, engaged in deep discussion against a backdrop of ruins. The painting is thought to be a meditation on the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, with each figure embodying a different aspect of human inquiry and discovery. Giorgione's use of symbolism and allegory invites viewers to contemplate the mysteries of the universe and the nature of human existence. The Adoration of the Shepherds, circa 1505 to 1510. This religious painting depicts the biblical scene of the Adoration of the Shepherds, with the infant Jesus surrounded by Mary, Joseph, and a group of humble shepherds. The painting is imbued with a sense of quiet reverence and awe, with Giorgione capturing the spiritual significance of the moment with remarkable sensitivity and grace. The Adoration of the Shepherds is a testament to Giorgione's versatility as an artist and his ability to convey profound emotion and spiritual depth in his work. Giorgione's death in 1510 marked a tragic loss for the world of art. He passed away at a relatively young age, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and creativity that would continue to influence generations of artists to come. The Renaissance in Italy. Donatello. Donatello was born in Florence, Italy, around 1386, into a world in the midst of profound cultural and intellectual ferment. Florence, a bustling hub of trade, commerce, and artistic patronage, was at the forefront of the Renaissance movement, where new ideas and perspectives were taking root, challenging the conventions of the past. Against this backdrop of creativity and innovation, young Donatello found himself drawn to the world of sculpture, captivated by the works of his predecessors and the possibilities of his chosen medium. His early years were spent in the workshop of the renowned goldsmith and sculptor Lorenzo Ghiberti, where he honed his skills and absorbed the principles of classical artistry. As Donatello emerged from his apprenticeship, he embarked on a remarkable artistic journey marked by experimentation, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. His sculptures, characterized by their lifelike realism, emotional depth, and technical virtuosity, quickly garnered acclaim and admiration from patrons and fellow artists alike. One of Donatello's most significant influences was his collaboration with the architect Filippo Brunelleschi, with whom he worked on several groundbreaking projects, including the dome of the Florence Cathedral. Their partnership was characterized by a shared commitment to innovation and a willingness to push the boundaries of traditional artistic practice. Throughout his career, Donatello remained open to new ideas and influences, drawing inspiration from a diverse range of sources, including classical antiquity, contemporary humanism, and the natural world. His sculptures, whether depicting biblical figures, mythological heroes, or everyday individuals, reflected a profound understanding of human anatomy, psychology, and emotion. Among Donatello's most famous works are his bronze statue of David, his marble reliefs for the Cantiora of Florence Cathedral, and his bronze pulpits for the Basilica of San Lorenzo. Each sculpture is a testament to his extraordinary talent and his ability to capture the essence of his subjects with unparalleled skill and sensitivity. As Donatello's reputation grew, so too did his influence on a new generation of artists who looked to him as a master and mentor. His workshop became a center of artistic innovation and experimentation, attracting aspiring sculptors from across Italy and beyond. At the heart of Donatello's artistic style was a profound commitment to realism and naturalism. He sought to capture the essence of his subjects with unparalleled accuracy, infusing his sculptures with a lifelike vitality and emotional depth. Whether depicting biblical figures, mythological heroes, or everyday individuals, Donatello's sculptures are characterized by their dynamic poses, expressive faces, and meticulous attention to detail. One of Donatello's most distinctive traits was his mastery of perspective and spatial composition. He was a pioneer in the use of perspective in sculpture, employing techniques such as foreshortening and contrapposto to create a sense of depth and dimensionality in his work. His sculptures seem to come alive in the round, inviting viewers to engage with them from every angle and perspective. Donatello was also a master of narrative storytelling, using his sculptures to convey complex narratives and emotional themes. His works are often imbued with a sense of drama and tension, capturing pivotal moments in the lives of his subjects with a theatrical flair. Whether portraying the triumph of David over Goliath or the agony of Mary Magdalene, Donatello's sculptures evoke a range of emotions and provoke contemplation of the human condition. In terms of technique, Donatello was a consummate craftsman, skilled in a variety of sculptural mediums, including marble, bronze, and terracotta. He was known for his innovative approach to materials, experimenting with new techniques and technologies to push the boundaries of traditional sculptural practice. Donatello's artistic style was also influenced by his deep knowledge of classical antiquity and contemporary humanist thought. He drew inspiration from ancient sculpture and literature, incorporating elements of classical beauty and symbolism into his work. At the same time, he was deeply engaged with the intellectual and cultural currents of his time, collaborating with humanist scholars and patrons to create sculptures that reflected the ideals and values of the Renaissance. His most renowned paintings are David. This iconic bronze sculpture of David stands as one of Donatello's most celebrated works. Created around 1440, it is one of the earliest known freestanding nude sculptures since antiquity. Donatello's David is a departure from the classical portrayal of the biblical hero. Instead of the victorious giant slayer, Donatello depicts David as a youthful and vulnerable figure, with a confident stance and a slingshot casually slung over his shoulder. This portrayal emphasizes the psychological and emotional aspects of the story, rather than just the physical triumph. The sculpture is a testament to Donatello's mastery of anatomy, expression, and narrative storytelling. St. George. The statue of St. George is part of a larger marble tabernacle commissioned by the Armorers Guild for the Church of Orsa Michela in Florence. Completed in 1417, it portrays St. George, the patron saint of the guild, as a youthful and idolized knight in full armor, slaying the dragon. Donatello's St. George is notable for its dynamic pose and expressive face, capturing the moment of heroic triumph with great energy and drama. The sculpture embodies the virtues of courage, chivalry, and faith, serving as a symbol of protection and inspiration for the guild and the city of Florence. Equestrian Monument of Gattamelata. Commissioned by the Venetian Republic, this monumental bronze statue commemorates Vicondo Erasmo de Narni, also known as Gattamelata. Completed in 1453, it is one of the first equestrian statues of its kind since antiquity. Donatello's portrayal of Gattamelata is a masterpiece of technical skill and artistic innovation, capturing the power and authority of the military leader with remarkable realism and detail. The statue is set atop a pedestal adorned with reliefs depicting scenes from Gattamelata's life and military campaigns, further enhancing its historical and narrative significance. The Feast of Herod. This relief sculpture, created in the early 15th century, is part of the bronze pulpit for the Siena Cathedral. It depicts the biblical story of the beheading of John the Baptist, as recounted in the Gospel of Matthew. Donatello's rendition of the scene is characterized by its dramatic intensity and emotional realism, with vividly rendered figures and dynamic compositions. The relief captures the moment of Herod's banquet, where Salome dances before the king and requests the head of John the Baptist on a platter. Donatello's mastery of expression and gesture imbues the scene with a sense of tension and foreboding, highlighting the moral and political complexities of the narrative. Judith and Holofernes. This terracotta relief sculpture, created around 1455, depicts the biblical heroine Judith beheading the Assyrian general Holofernes. The relief is notable for its dynamic composition, with Judith's figure poised in mid-action as she wields a sword against her adversary. Donatello's portrayal of Judith is both powerful and dignified, embodying the virtues of courage and righteousness. The relief is a testament to Donatello's skill as a storyteller, as he conveys the dramatic tension and moral significance of the biblical narrative with remarkable clarity and impact. Donatello passed away on December 13, 1466, in Florence, Italy. His death marked the end of an era in Italian art, as he was one of the most influential and celebrated artists of his time. The Renaissance in Italy. Filippo Lippi. Born in the vibrant city of Florence in the early 15th century, Filippo Lippi emerged into a world teeming with intellectual and artistic ferment. It was an era of profound cultural rebirth, where the spirit of humanism ignited the imaginations of scholars, poets, and painters alike. Against this backdrop of creativity and innovation, young Filippo found himself drawn to the world of art from an early age. As a youth, Filippo Lippi honed his skills in the bustling workshops of Florence, where he immersed himself in the techniques and traditions of the day. Under the guidance of master artists such as Fra Angelico and Masaccio, he learned the secrets of composition, perspective, and color, laying the foundation of his own distinctive style. But it was not just the masters of his time who shaped Filippo's artistic vision. He was also deeply influenced by the world around him, the beauty of nature, the drama of human emotion, and the rich tapestry of Florentine life. From the bustling markets of the city to the quiet serenity of the Tuscan countryside, Filippo found inspiration at every turn, infusing his paintings with a sense of vitality and depth that captivated viewers far and wide. In his own studio, Filippo Lippi cultivated a new generation of talent, passing on his knowledge and expertise to a cadre of eager young disciples. Among them was the gifted Sandro Botticelli, whose luminous canvases would come to define the golden age of Florentine painting. They forged a new path forward, pushing the boundaries of artistic expression and challenging the conventions of their time. But Filippo's life was not without its trials and tribulations. From his tumultuous love affair with the nun Lucrezia Butti to his brushes with scandals and controversy, he navigated a world fraught with danger and intrigue. Yet through it all, his passion for painting remained undimmed, driving him to create some of the most iconic works of the Renaissance. At the heart of Lippi's artistic vision was his mastery of composition and perspective. He possessed an innate understanding of how to arrange figures within a painting to create a sense of balance and harmony, drawing the viewer's eye effortlessly across the canvas. His use of perspective, influenced by the teachings of his contemporaries such as Brunelleschi and Masaccio, imbued his works with a sense of depth and realism that was revolutionary for its time. Lippi's skillful handling of color further enhanced the impact of his paintings, allowing him to evoke mood and emotion with remarkable precision. Whether depicting the vibrant hues of a bustling market scene or the soft, ethereal tones of a Madonna and Child, he had a keen eye for color relationships and a deft touch with the brush. But perhaps Lippi's greatest innovation was his ability to infuse his paintings with a sense of narrative drama and emotional resonance. Drawing on his deep understanding of human psychology and emotion, he created characters that felt lifelike and relatable, inviting viewers to connect with the stories unfolding before them. From tender depictions of motherhood to stirring scenes of religious devotion, Lippi's paintings resonated with audiences on a deeply personal level, transcending the boundaries of time and culture. In addition to his technical prowess and emotional depth, Lippi was also known for his willingness to experiment and push the boundaries of artistic convention. He was unafraid to challenge traditional artistic norms, incorporating innovative techniques and unconventional subject matter into his work. This willingness to take risks and embrace innovation helped to establish Lippi as a true visionary of the Renaissance, paving the way for future generations of artists to follow. His most renowned paintings are Madonna and Child with Two Angels, circa 1465. This iconic painting exemplifies Lippi's mastery of composition, color, and emotion. The central figure of the Madonna, cradling the Christ child, radiates maternal love and tenderness. The presence of two angels adds a celestial touch to the scene, emphasizing the divine nature of the moment. Lippi's use of soft, luminous colors and delicate brushwork creates a sense of ethereal beauty that transports viewers to a realm of spiritual contemplation. The Coronation of the Virgin, circa 1441 to 1474. Commissioned for the high altar of the Spoleto Cathedral, this monumental altarpiece showcases Lippi's skill in depicting complex narrative scenes with grace and precision. The painting depicts the coronation of the Virgin Mary by the Holy Trinity, surrounded by a host of angels and saints. Lippi's meticulous attention to detail and richly layered symbolism imbues the painting with a sense of solemnity and reverence, making it a powerful expression of religious devotion. Adoration in the Forest, circa 1460 to 1465. In this enchanting scene, Lippi invites viewers into a lush forest setting where the infant Christ receives adoration from the Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, and a group of angels. The painting's naturalistic landscape and intimate portrayal of the Holy Family create a sense of tranquility and intimacy, inviting viewers to join in the moment of reverence and awe. Through his use of light and shadow, Lippi infuses the scene with a sense of mystery and wonder, capturing the imagination of all who behold it. The Annunciation, circa 1443 to 1450. This exquisite portrayal of the Annunciation, the moment when the angel Gabriel announces to the Virgin Mary that she will bear the Son of God, is a testament to Lippi's skill as a storyteller and visual poet. The painting's dynamic composition, with Gabriel descending from above and Mary kneeling in prayer, captures the dramatic tension of the moment. Lippi's use of symbolism, such as the lilies symbolizing Mary's purity and the dove representing the Holy Spirit, adds a layer of meaning to the scene, inviting viewers to contemplate the mysteries of faith. Saint Jerome in the Wilderness, circa 1456. This striking portrayal of Saint Jerome, the renowned scholar and translator of the Bible, reflects Lippi's fascination with the human form and his ability to convey profound emotion through his paintings. Set against the rugged backdrop of the wilderness, Saint Jerome is depicted in a moment of intense contemplation, his face illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight. Lippi's attention to detail, from the folds of Jerome's robes to the intricate rendering of the landscape, creates a sense of realism and immediacy that draws viewers into the scene, inviting them to share in the saint's spiritual journey. Filippo Lippi's death in 1469 marked the end of a remarkable chapter in the history of Italian Renaissance art. Despite his tumultuous life marked by personal challenges and artistic triumphs, Lippi's legacy endured long after his passing. His influence on subsequent generations of artists, including his own students such as Sandro Botticelli, ensured that his innovative approach to painting would continue to shape the course of art history for centuries to come. The Renaissance in Italy. Carlo Crivelli. Born in Venice around 1430, Carlo Crivelli emerged into a world brimming with artistic fervor and cultural vibrancy. It was an era of profound transformation as the Renaissance swept across Italy, ushering in an age of enlightenment and innovation. Against this backdrop of cultural renewal, Crivelli's formative years were shaped by the rich tapestry of Venetian society, a city pulsating with creativity and intellectual ferment. From a young age, Crivelli displayed an innate talent for painting, his artistic aspirations nurtured by the vibrant atmosphere of his native city. He honed his craft under the guidance of esteemed masters, absorbing the techniques and traditions of the era while also forging his own distinctive style. Among his early influences were the works of renowned Venetian painters such as Giovanni Bellini and Antonello Damascena, whose innovative approaches to composition and color left an indelible mark on Crivelli's artistic sensibilities. As Crivelli embarked on his artistic journey, he distinguished himself with his meticulous attention to detail and his mastery of perspective and composition. His paintings are characterized by a rich sense of texture and depth, as figures emerge from intricately detailed landscapes and architectural settings. Yet, it is perhaps Crivelli's treatment of the human form that truly sets him apart as a master of his craft. His figures are imbued with a sense of emotional intensity and psychological depth, their gestures and expressions conveying a profound sense of humanity and pathos. Throughout his life, Crivelli continued to refine his technique and expand his artistic repertoire. He experienced with a variety of mediums and styles, from the sumptuous elegance of his altarpieces to the intimate delicacy of his devotional panels. His works reflect a deep spirituality and a profound reverence for the sacred, as he sought to capture the transcendent beauty of the divine in earthly form. In addition to his prolific output as a painter, Crivelli also played a pivotal role in the development of a new generation of artists. He took on apprentices and pupils, passing on his knowledge and expertise to the next generation of painters. Among his most notable students were the likes of Carlo di Giovanni Crivelli and Vittorio Crivelli, who would go on to achieve acclaim in their own right. At the heart of Crivelli's style lies his meticulous attention to detail, evident in every aspect of his compositions. From the delicate rendering of fabrics and textures to the intricate patterns adorning architectural elements, Crivelli's paintings are a testament to his consummate skill as a draftsman. His meticulous approach to rendering even the smallest of details imbues his work with a sense of realism and tactile presence, drawing the viewer into a world of astonishing complexity and beauty. In addition to his technical virtuosity, Crivelli's style is characterized by a bold use of color and form. His palette is rich and vibrant, with hues ranging from deep, velvety reds to luminous golds and blues. Crivelli's colors are often applied in bold, flat planes, creating a sense of intensity and dynamism that commands attention. Combined with his intricate patterns and decorative motifs, Crivelli's use of color lends his work a sumptuous and ornamental quality that is both mesmerizing and enchanting. Crivelli's compositions are also notable for their carefully balanced arrangements and geometric precision. His figures are often arranged in symmetrical groupings, framed by architectural elements or natural landscapes. This sense of order and harmony lends his paintings a sense of stability and poise, while also emphasizing the underlying symbolism and narrative significance of each scene. One of the most distinctive features of Crivelli's style is his use of perspective. Unlike his contemporaries, who embraced the linear perspective techniques pioneered by artists such as Brunelleschi and Alberti, Crivelli favored a more flattened, decorative approach to space. His compositions often feature multiple, overlapping planes of depth, creating a sense of spatial ambiguity and distortion that adds to the dreamlike quality of his works. In terms of subject matter, Crivelli's paintings often depict religious themes and narratives, reflecting the spiritual fervor of his era. He was particularly renowned for his altarpieces, which adorned churches and cathedrals throughout Italy. Crivelli's religious imagery is imbued with a sense of piety and reverence, as he sought to convey the profound mysteries of faith through his art. His most renowned paintings are Annunciation with St. Emedius, 1486. This masterpiece depicts the Annunciation, a seminal event in Christian theology, where the angel Gabriel announces to the Virgin Mary that she will conceive the Son of God. What distinguishes Crivelli's rendition is the inclusion of St. Emedius, the patron saint of Ascoli Piceno, kneeling in the foreground. The scene is set against a meticulously rendered Italian cityscape, showcasing Crevelli's penchant for intricate detail and architectural precision. Symbolically, the painting serves to connect the divine realm with earthly life, emphasizing the intersection of the sacred and the mundane. Madonna and Child with Saints, 1476. This altarpiece, commissioned for the Church of San Francesco in Metellica, exemplifies Crevelli's mastery of religious iconography and his ability to infuse his compositions with emotional depth and spiritual resonance. The central panel features the Virgin Mary tenderly cradling the infant Christ, surrounded by a host of saints and angels. Each figure is rendered with exquisite attention to detail, their faces suffused with a sense of divine presence and maternal tenderness. Through his meticulous craftsmanship and rich symbolism, Crevelli invites viewers to contemplate the mysteries of faith and the enduring power of divine love. Saint George Slaying the Dragon, 1470. This dramatic portrayal of the legendary saint depicts Saint George, clad in gleaming armor, as he bravely confronts and slays a fearsome dragon. The scene is rendered with a sense of dynamic energy and tension, as Saint George's lance pierces the dragon's heart, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil. Crevelli's meticulous attention to detail is evident in the rendering of the dragon's scales and the intricate patterns adorning St. George's armor, lending the composition a sense of realism and intensity. Through this iconic image, Crevelli celebrates the virtues of courage, valor, and divine intervention. The Dead Christ Supported by Angels, circa 1470 to 1475. This poignant depiction of the aftermath of the crucifixion portrays the lifeless body of Christ being tenderly supported by a group of grieving angels. The composition is imbued with a sense of profound sorrow and mourning as the angels mournfully gaze upon their fallen Savior. Crevelli's skillful rendering of light and shadow enhances the emotional intensity of the scene, casting the figures in a soft, ethereal glow. Through this haunting image, Crevelli invites viewers to contemplate the mysteries of redemption and the transformative power of Christ's sacrifice. The Madonna and Child Enthroned with Saints, 1476. This majestic altarpiece, commissioned for the Church of San Francesco in Metellica, features the Virgin Mary enthroned with the Christ child, surrounded by a host of saints and angels. The composition is characterized by its rich symbolism and intricate detail, with each figure rendered with exquisite precision and grace. Crevelli's use of vibrant colors and sumptuous ornamentation creates a sense of opulence and grandeur, befitting the sacred significance of the subject matter. Through this luminous image, Crevelli invites viewers to experience the divine beauty and spiritual majesty of the Madonna and Child, inspiring reverence and awe. Carlo Crevelli's death marked the end of an era in the annals of Italian Renaissance art. He passed away in the early 16th century, around 1495, leaving behind a legacy of artistic brilliance that continues to resonate with audiences around the world. Though the exact circumstances of his death remain uncertain, Crevelli's artistic vision and creative genius endure as a testament to his enduring impact on the art world. His paintings, with their intricate detail and profound spirituality, remain as poignant reminders of his mastery of the craft. While he may have departed from this world, Carlo Crevelli's legacy lives on through the timeless beauty of his works, inspiring and captivating generations of art lovers and scholars alike. The Renaissance in Italy, Bartolomeo Vivarini. In the world of Renaissance art, one name shines brightly among the constellation of talented painters: Bartolomeo Vivarini. Born into an era of artistic flourishing and cultural rebirth, Vivarini's life and work epitomize the spirit of innovation and creativity that characterized the Italian Renaissance. Born in the late 1430s in Murano, an island near Venice renowned for its glassmaking, Bartolomeo Vivarini was destined for artistic greatness from an early age. Growing up in the vibrant and cosmopolitan city of Venice, Vivarini was surrounded by a rich tapestry of artistic influences. From the classical beauty of ancient Rome and Greek art to the innovative techniques of contemporary painters like Giovanni Bellini and Antonello da Messina. As a young man, Vivarini honed his skills under the tutelage of his father, Antonio Vivarini, himself a respected painter in the Venetian artistic community. Under his father's guidance, Bartolomeo learned the fundamentals of drawing, composition, and color theory, laying the groundwork for his future success as an artist. In addition to his father's teachings, Bartolomeo Vivarini was also influenced by the artistic milieu of Venice, which was a melting pot of cultural exchange and artistic experimentation. He studied the works of renowned masters such as Jacopo Bellini and Gentile Bellini, absorbing their techniques and incorporating them into his own unique style. Despite his early training and exposure to the works of other artists, Bartolomeo Vivarini forged his own path as a painter, developing a distinctive style characterized by vibrant colors, intricate detail, and a keen sense of realism. His works often featured religious themes, reflecting the spiritual fervor of the times, but he also ventured into portraiture and genre scenes, showcasing his versatility as an artist. Throughout his career, Bartolomeo Vivarini attracted a loyal following of students and admirers, many of whom went on to become influential painters in their own right. His workshop in Venice became a hub of artistic activity, attracting aspiring artists from far and wide who sought to learn from the master himself. As he matured as an artist, Bartolomeo Vivarini continued to push the boundaries of his craft, experimenting with new techniques and subject matter. His later works display a mastery of composition and a deep understanding of human anatomy, as well as a profound sense of spirituality that imbues his paintings with a timeless quality. Vivarini's artistic style was deeply rooted in the rich artistic tradition of Venice, yet he demonstrated a remarkable ability to infuse his works with originality and creativity. Influenced by the teachings of his father, Antonio Vivarini, and inspired by the works of contemporary masters such as Giovanni Bellini and Antonello da Messina, Bartolomeo developed a unique approach to painting that set him apart from his peers. One of the defining features of Vivarini's style was his meticulous attention to detail. His paintings are characterized by intricate brushwork and finely rendered forms, demonstrating a mastery of technique that was unrivaled in his time. Vivarini was particularly adept at capturing the play of light and shadow, using subtle gradations of color to create a sense of depth and atmosphere in his compositions. Another hallmark of Vivarini's style was his use of vibrant colors and rich textures. He had a keen eye for color harmony, often juxtaposing bold, saturated hues with softer, more muted tones to create dynamic and visually compelling compositions. His paintings are alive with energy and movement, drawing the viewer in with their vibrant palette and lively brushwork. In terms of subject matter, Vivarini's oeuvre was diverse and multifaceted. While he was best known for his religious paintings, which often depicted scenes from the Bible and the lives of saints, he also explored themes of mythology, portraiture, and genre painting. Vivarini had a particular affinity for depicting the human figure, and his figures are often imbued with a sense of grace and elegance that reflects his deep understanding of human anatomy. His most renowned paintings are Madonna and Child with Saints, 1465. This iconic painting exemplifies Vivarini's skill in religious portraiture. The central figure of the Madonna, depicted with serene beauty, is surrounded by saints in a harmonious composition. The work reflects the artist's reverence for religious themes and his ability to imbue sacred subjects with emotional depth and spiritual resonance. Saint Sebastian, 1474. In this striking depiction of Saint Sebastian, Vivarini showcases his talent for capturing human anatomy and emotion. The saint is shown tied to a tree, his body pierced with arrows, yet his expression remains serene and resolute. Vivarini's meticulous attention to detail and dramatic use of light and shadow create a powerful and evocative image that highlights the theme of martyrdom. The Annunciation, 1475. In this exquisite portrayal of the Annunciation, Vivarini demonstrates his skill in narrative storytelling and atmospheric rendering. The angel Gabriel appears to the Virgin Mary, delivering the news of the impending birth of Christ. Vivarini's use of soft, diffused light and delicate brushwork creates a sense of divine presence and transcendent beauty, capturing the awe and wonder of the sacred moment. Saint Jerome in the Wilderness, 1480. This captivating painting depicts the hermit Saint Jerome in contemplation amidst a rugged wilderness landscape. Vivarini's attention to detail in rendering the natural world reflects his keen observation of the environment. The painting conveys a sense of solitude and introspection, inviting viewers to reflect on themes of spirituality and the human condition. Portrait of a Gentleman, 1485. In this portrait, Vivarini demonstrates his proficiency in capturing the individual likeness and character of his subjects. The unidentified gentleman is depicted with dignity and sophistication, his features rendered with precision and clarity. Vivarini's ability to convey personality through portraiture speaks to his skill as a portraitist and his sensitivity to human expression. Bartolomeo Vivarini passed away in Venice in 1499, leaving behind a significant artistic legacy that continues to be celebrated today. His contributions to Venetian Renaissance art, characterized by his mastery of technique and profound creativity, ensured his lasting influence on subsequent generations of artists. Though the exact circumstances of his death are not extensively documented, his impact on the art world endures through his remarkable body of work.